Hey everyone, so I thought I would show you how to make your own digital magic scratch art. So the first thing we're going to do is create a new page, and in this case I'm just going to make it as big as I can so I can play. So 8.5 by 11, 300 pixels per inch, and click create. So the first thing in order to make a digital scratch art page is you want to have your layers open and you want to fill your background. So the easiest way for that is edit and fill and click OK. So now our background is black. You could have it be another color. I just prefer black because eventually when you scratch away, you'll come up with some other colors. So what we're going to do is we're going to add a layer. Now this layer is the layer that has all the color on it, basically. So you select your paintbrush and go ahead and select some fun brush that you want to play with. And in my case, let's find something fun. How about a wet blender brush? And what we're going to do is make a rainbow. So I'm going to start with red and a bigger brush. And I'm going to color. So, ta-da. Go to the next color. And you could make this really textural. And in fact, on some of the other programs, I'm going to show you how to do the same thing in Procreate and also in Adobe Fresco. So I'll show you different techniques in each one as we go along. All right, now we have yellow. And again, you can make this shapes. You could make a surprise background for someone. That could be fun. It's entirely up to you once you get used to this technique. Okay, so get some more of this rainbow going and see how, did not want that color. Let's see if I can get, there we go, some blue showing. Okay, and let's go with maybe 2 more colors. Let's hide those layers a little bit. You don't need them so big. And maybe last but not least, let's throw in a little pinkish purple. All right, so now we have this layer of rainbow, and we're gonna add one more layer. And again, we're gonna go edit, fill it with black, and click OK. All right, so now layer 2 is the layer we are going to work with to have fun. And what we're going to do is select the eraser tool. And the eraser tool, you could set this to be whatever you want. I'm going to leave this as a soft brush, decrease its size. And I'm going to start coloring. Click and draw. And ta-da, you have made your very own scratch art. And if at any time you've had enough, you can keep on that layer and just go back to fill it with black again, and start over. Ta-da! So this is Photoshop. Now let's look at how we would do this in Procreate. So what I'm going to do is share with my iPad. Okay, so right now we are in Procreate, and I'm going to create, I'm just going to go with a square for right now. Create a new square. Now, while we're in Procreate, where layers lives in this program is right up here. So right now we have layer 1 and our background colors. The first thing we're going to do is go to our background color, make it black. All right, layer 1 is where we're going to have fun. We're going to select our paintbrush. And in this case, I'm going to kind of go funky. So maybe I will go with luminance, and they have this fun one called Nebula. Now I'm going to take and select a color. This is the color bar up here. And again, we'll start with red and work our way through the spectrum. Now this effect is not nearly as kind of normal as that last one. You could see this nebula effect does totally different things with the color, but it's still really interesting to me. So I'm still going to keep going. And right now I'm using my Apple Pencil, and I have textured screen protector. So you'll hear that kind of scratching now and again. All right, and so now that we have this colored layer, we want to add that third layer again. And what we really want to do is fill it. So we'll fill that layer. Now you see how that I accidentally filled that in with the whatever color it is set is the color it will fill with. So in this case, we want to really have it be black. Select that layer again, fill layer to black. Okay, and so same thing as Photoshop, you select your eraser, pick your brush size, and start drawing. And have fun, play with it, use that eraser to your heart's content. And if you want at any time to start again, fill that layer. Try anything and everything. And for me, scratch art I've been playing with since I was a kid. We would do India ink, and we do layers and layers of fine India ink and get it really nice and dark. And then we'd scratch it away with a little scratch tool. And it was super fun to be able to do that. It was just so satisfying. Okay, let's move on to Fresco. So Fresco, I've got a new document sort of ready to go here. Go with my standard custom size here. And when you start with this, you can select the layer, and from here, you can take and select this little paint bucket. Make sure your color is set to black, and you can fill it. You can fill it with vector or pixel. In this case, we're just going to play with pixels. And then I'm going to add another layer, and this is where we can play with some of our other tools. I know there's a fun watercolor live brush in here, so I'm not going to mess around. I'm going to go right to an oil brush, make it big, and start my rainbow. So again, we could do whatever the heck we want, but I'm going sort of standard on this baby. And the cool part about this one is that you can mess with its flow, but also its paint mix. You could have these colors mesh really well, or you could have them barely mixing. And if you've ever worked with oil, you know how beautifully they can mix. I will tell you how nice Fresco makes colors mix, especially with these live brushes. Oh my gosh, the watercolor brushes, the oil brushes, they're just super fun. And so to make scratch art from here, I find this one to actually be one of the fastest and offers you sort of the most variety. I also like Procreate for that too. It has lots of brushes that you can play with. So here's my like little oil painting rainbow of awesome. We'll do that. And now we're gonna add that one more layer. Make sure you're on that layer. Select black, go back to your little paint bucket, and you're going to fill it. Okay, now, just like the other two, you want to select your eraser so you can play. And within your eraser, you can use any tool in there, so you can have fun with this. You could use a big, chunky brush. You could take that same brush, make it thin. And you can really play. And if you're feeling that you want to redo or undo, you can do that. You could fill this layer again. Do all sorts of things. Anything and everything can be done here. I hope that you enjoy hours of playing with your very own endless digital scratch art. Be well.